Many TOEFL candidates find the listening test challenging, but once you understand what each task type is about, it becomes much easier to get a high score, and that's exactly what you'll learn in this video. You'll discover all the task types, answer practice questions, and learn proven strategies to help you succeed. If you want to achieve the TOEFL score you need, check out our TOEFL courses. We'll guide you step by step on how to score high, and you'll get all the templates you need to feel confident on test day. Just click on the link in the description, and now let's get started. The TOEFL listening test takes approximately 27 minutes in total. During this time, you'll answer between 35 and 45 questions to demonstrate how well you understand spoken English in various contexts. The test consists of 2 modules, and there are 4 different task types that appear throughout these modules. These tasks are listen and choose a response, listen to a conversation, listen to an announcement, and listen to an academic talk. Each task type tests different listening skills and requires specific approaches to maximize your performance. What are TOEFL examiners testing? They want to see if you can understand main ideas, specific details, speaker attitudes, reasons for mentioning information, and implied meanings. They are also checking whether you can follow conversations and lectures in academic and everyday situations. Let's explore each task type in detail so you know exactly what to expect and how to succeed. The first task type is listen and choose a response. In this task, you'll hear several questions or statements, and you must choose the best response from 4 possible options. These are multiple choice questions that test your understanding of appropriate responses in natural English conversations. In the following, you'll first hear a recording and then see a question. Listen carefully and write your answer in the comments. A, B, C, or D. You'll have 10 seconds to do this. Once the time is over, I'll reveal the correct answer.
Do you know when the library closes tonight?
Now, let's check out the correct answer. The woman is asking about the library's closing time tonight. She wants specific information about operating hours. So the correct answer is A, because it directly answers the question by providing the closing time. It usually closes around 10 p.m. This gives the specific information the woman requested. The other answer choices don't address the question. Here are my top strategies for this task type. First, focus on the speaker's intention. What does the speaker really want to know or communicate? Understanding the purpose behind the question or statement helps you identify the most appropriate response. Second, watch out for distractor answers that use similar vocabulary but don't actually answer the question. The TOEFL test often includes options that mention the same topic but provide the wrong type of information. Just because an answer mentions closing or library doesn't make it correct. Third, listen for question types. Is the speaker asking for information, making a suggestion, expressing concern, or making a request? The type of question determines what kind of response is appropriate. Yes, no questions need yes/no answers. When, where, and how questions need specific information answers. Finally, pay attention to context clues. Sometimes the speaker mentions specific details like locations, times, or situations. The correct response should relate to these details directly and appropriately. The second task type is listen to a conversation. You'll hear short conversations between 2 people and then answer multiple choice questions about what you heard. These conversations typically occur in everyday situations or campus settings. You'll now listen to a conversation and then see a question. Listen carefully and write your answer in the comments. A, B, C, or D. You'll have 10 seconds to do this. Once the time is over, I'll reveal the correct answer.
Have you finished the assignment for Professor Martinez's class?
Not yet. I'm having trouble finding sources for my research paper.
Did you try the online database? The librarian showed me how to access it last week.
No, I didn't know about that. Can you show me how to use it?
Sure. I'm heading to the library after lunch. We can go together and I'll walk you through it.
By the way, if you want this channel to keep going, write yes in the comments, click like and subscribe. We only make videos if we see that you enjoy watching them. Option C is correct because the man explicitly states his core problem. I'm having trouble finding sources for my research paper. Everything else in the conversation flows from this central issue. Here are essential tips for conversation tasks. Tip number 1 is crucial. Distinguish between the problem and proposed solutions. Conversations often present a problem followed by suggestions. Wrong answer choices frequently mix these up. In our example, the database and library visit are solutions, not the problem. Tip number 2 is, don't be fooled by answers that are factually mentioned, but don't answer the specific question. Just because something is discussed in the conversation doesn't mean it's the answer to every question about that conversation. Tip number 3, pay attention to who says what. Questions often ask about specific speakers' actions, opinions, or suggestions. Keep track of which person makes which statement. Also, notice cause and effect relationships. Many questions ask why something happened or what someone will do as a result of the conversation. Words like so, that's why, and as a result signal these relationships. The third task type is listen to an announcement. You'll hear announcements in various settings, such as classrooms, student lounges, or public spaces, and then answer questions about the key information presented. In the following, you'll first hear an announcement and then see a question. Listen carefully and write your answer in the comments, A, B, C, or D. You'll have 10 seconds to do this. Once the time is over, I'll reveal the correct answer.
Attention all students. The University Bookstore will be offering a special promotion next week from Monday through Friday. All textbooks will be available at a 25% discount, and used books will receive an additional 10% off. This is a great opportunity to purchase your required materials for next semester. The promotion starts at 8 a.m. on Monday and ends at 6 p.m. on Friday. Please bring your student ID to receive the discount. For more information, visit our website or stop by the bookstore.
Option A is correct. The entire announcement focuses on the special promotion with specific discount percentages. Every detail provided, the dates, times, and requirement to bring student ID supports this main purpose. The speaker is primarily advertising a sale event. The other answer choices are mentioned in the listening, but they don't address the main purpose of the announcement. Here are my top strategies for announcement tasks. First, identify the main purpose immediately and don't confuse it with supporting details. Ask yourself, why is the speaker making this announcement? Second, watch for numbers, dates, and times used in distractor answers. The TOEFL often puts accurate details into wrong answer choices that don't match what the question is actually asking. Third, be careful with synonyms and related concepts. The TOEFL creates wrong answers by using terms related to what was actually said. For example, proof of enrollment sounds similar to student ID, but they're not the same requirement. Now let's discuss the most challenging task type. Listen to an academic talk. You'll hear longer talks on academic topics from fields like psychology, environmental science, history, or literature. These talks require you to understand complex information and follow extended discussions. You'll now listen to a talk and then see a question. Listen carefully and write your answer in the comments. A, B, C, or D. You'll have 10 seconds to do this. Once the time is over, I'll reveal the correct answer.
Today, I want to discuss the concept of urban heat islands. An urban heat island occurs when a city experiences significantly warmer temperatures than the surrounding rural areas. This phenomenon happens for several reasons. First, cities have lots of concrete, asphalt, and buildings that absorb and retain heat during the day, then release it slowly at night. In contrast, rural areas have more vegetation and soil that don't retain heat as effectively. Second, cities have fewer trees and plants. Vegetation naturally cools the environment through a process called evapotranspiration, where plants release water vapor that cools the air. Without sufficient green spaces, cities lack this natural cooling mechanism. The effects of urban heat islands are significant. They increase energy consumption because people use more air conditioning. They also worsen air quality and can create health problems, especially for elderly residents and children. What can cities do about this? Urban planners are implementing several solutions. They're creating green roofs, covered with vegetation, planting more street trees, and using lighter-colored building materials that reflect rather than absorb heat. These strategies can reduce urban temperatures by several degrees.
The correct answer is B, because the professor explains the urban heat island phenomenon, which is fundamentally about temperature differences between urban and rural areas. The other answer choices are all minor points. Here are my most powerful strategies for this task. Strategy number 1 is absolutely essential. Listen for the main idea in the introduction. Academic talks usually begin by stating the topic or thesis. In our example, the professor starts with, "Today I want to discuss the concept of urban heat islands," and immediately defines it. This opening tells you exactly what the entire talk will focus on. Second, distinguish between the main topic and supporting details. The TOEFL creates wrong answers by taking important supporting information and presenting it as if it were the main topic. Ask yourself, is this what the entire talk is about? Or is this just one part that supports a larger idea? Next, pay attention to organizational signals. Speakers use phrases like first, second, in contrast, for example, and in conclusion to organize their ideas. When the professor says, "What can cities do about this?" she's signaling a shift to solutions, not introducing a new main topic. Finally, don't choose answers based on keyword matching alone. Just because an answer mentions something discussed in the lecture doesn't make it correct. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their TOEFL score too. See you in the next video!